Hey viewers, I thought I'd run past my axe collection as of 1st of September, so it's my spring cleaning, just looking through the shed and I saw leaves up on the wall and I just thought I want to tell everyone about them. I don't get to use them as much as I want to. A couple of them I do, but just want to get them out and have a look at them. I'll just go through each one I've got. I don't have many, so I won't be too long. And we'll start off with this one that's in my hand. So this is a firefighter's hatchet made by a company called Kurr. It's a breaching tool, a pretty cool little antique style hatchet. That's the firefighter's cross. You can see it through the blade there. I can't remember where I got this. I think a friend gave it to me. It's just like a tomahawk style. You can knock the handle out, and I think I cut this down a little bit. It was a bit too long. It was about this long. You can make a decent belt hatchet. I'm not a fan of the spikes on the back, but I can tell you if you were to have a crack at a door handle or something with that, it'd come off in a few goes, that's for sure. This is a Kurr firefighter's hatchet. It's not particularly big. It's just kind of pretty standard hatchet size. I like it though, and I'd probably keep it. This is a Pulaski. This is a Pulaski made by Valley. It's pretty much a spring steel head, very similar to most other axes, like 1060, sort of mid-carbon steel. It's just indispensable garden tool. It just really does destroy. You see mattocks everywhere. You get a mattock tool like this. That's okay, but it's just so heavy. You just don't need that weight. If you've got something that's more nimble like this, it just really does a lot of digging chores. I don't really use the hatchet or the axe head for it a great deal at all, unless I'm stuck on some really gnarly roots. Just try and keep it in the light there, sorry fellas. And it just takes a double bit axe head, so the handles are a bit hard to come across here in Australia if you're not good at turning them yourself. That's a Pulaski. It's pretty much the same size as a pretty standard felling axe, maybe even a bit longer in terms of length, so it'll be somewhat of a 34 inch handle or 36 inch handle, something similar. So that's the Valley Pulaski. This is a Guys X25 splitting axe. I don't get to use this anymore because our current house isn't done on firewood heating, so I don't really have need to split wood rounds anymore, and it's just too big to take camping. I mean, if you took it camping, like car camping or something, and you brought firewood with you, I guess it'd be indispensable, but it's just too heavy. But it is just a sensational splitter. People detract these Guys axes all the time, but this was a real hard user. I've split things way too big for it that I should have been really. Before I really learned how to split wood, I'd be attacking everything right down the middle rather than around the side with this, and it was doing it for me. It was, I didn't respect it and I didn't treat it well, and it definitely held up. The steel's pretty soft, but then it's a block splitter, so it doesn't really need to be shaving sharp, although right now it is very sharp because I sharpened all my axes before I moved because I didn't want them to go away all dull and sad. I want to sort of keep them in good condition because I do value them a lot even though I don't use them. So that's the Guys X25. This is an Nestwing Sportsman hatchet. It's just a hand axe, all steel construction. I've used this a little bit. I can't really talk too much about how good it is or is not. It's very light and agile in the hand. It feels very quick. Definitely not a heavy chopper, but you'll be able to do lots of your light camp tasks with it. The head is somewhat wedge shaped. Good for splitting, I suppose. I'm probably going to move this camera for the next couple because the light is really in an awkward spot. Got a really nice comfortable leather handle. You can pretty much just hold it the one way. You could choke up on it, but it's just not very comfortable. So there you go, it's really good. There's two models of the Sportsman. This is the smaller one. It's one that's slightly longer with a slightly wider bevel there, but this is the one that showed up when I ordered, and I'm happy with it. It's just pinned in the back there. That must be sort of part of the tang construction, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen one of these dissected, but it feels indestructible and probably really good value. Really good value tool actually. I probably prefer this. Probably must prefer this to even the Grantsfors and the best made hatchet because as I think I've said before, I don't really have the same reverence for hatchets as I do for the full size wood chopping axes. I do see them as a bit more just down and dirty grubbing tools. So that's the Nestwing Sportsman hatchet. Grantsfors small forest axe. Not really much else to say. This is really the darling of the YouTube Bushcrafter community. Everything you hear is true. They come razor sharp. They sharpen up really, really easily again. They are just a dream to hold. The handle is just the perfect shape for doing pretty much any type of job. This one's a lot darker than it'll come because I've really kept the linseed coming onto it. It's probably got about a centimetre of linseed penetration on each side, so I like really nice and dark like that. Really is the perfect length for doing pretty much your one-handed and your two-handed stuff. The sheaths are okay. I probably will end up upgrading to a perhaps a Beneath the Stars brand axe sheath. These are fine though. They just fit over there nicely, and you can attach them to your belt through there. But just a perfect axe for splitting, chopping. Really just a do-all, and just almost perfect length, packable in most bags as well. Any bag over about 30 litres is going to be able to fit one of these, pretty much from top to bottom. Really, really good hatchet, axe, hybrid. Almost the perfect wood tool, I would say. It's the small forest axe. This one is the Grantsford's mini hatchet, and it certainly is mini, very, very small. Feels a bit more like a big knife. It's got a really, really comfortable handle though. Really, really catches your hand there. There's no danger of this going anywhere when you're chopping. And I know what I said about hatchets before, but this really is just a little work of art, almost just like a little knife. I do really probably not use it as much as I'd like to, and probably opportunities to use something like this are few and far between. You generally choose either a knife or the larger axe. It really does kind of awkwardly sit in the middle, but really, really nice little belt companion. And if I worked out somewhere often, if I worked sort of out on a wood yard or something, even just a gardener or something like that, I probably would just keep one of these in my belt still next to my folding saw. As with the small forest axe, just comes razor sharp. Very, very happy with all my Grantsford's Bruks axes really. Comes with this little sheath, very similar to the other one. Can go on your belt through there. You can buy aftermarket belt loops for it, but you can still use the back of the hammer there. It's a good little part of the sheath, leaves the pole exposed. Yeah, Grantsford's mini hatchet, you pay about $100 for that. Probably, geez, I paid $100, that was 3 years ago. Probably these days you pay $150, you probably pay $1,000 for this. It's really taken off. And this is the American felling axe, Grantsford's Bruks. It's probably, I think it's my most popular video, the review of this, and it was done a couple of years ago when I wasn't as I don't know, careful with how I shot things. Comes with the same sort of sheath, just really, really big. Everything about this axe is enormous. It is just huge. It feels like you're holding a really long baseball bat with a blade on the end. Just really, really forceful feeling thing. You just would not want this coming at you at 100 kilometers an hour. It's just still bleeding edge sharp, and it's just got that perfect filling profile. I mean, this is a tree chopping axe made for cutting down whole trees, made by people who've been cutting down trees with axes for hundreds of years, the Swedes and even Grantsford's Bruks themselves. Very, very nice. Very heavy, 36-inch handle, perfect shaped handle. Comes down to a nice little taper there. Your hand just glides down it with no worries at all while you're swinging. Just probably the perfect axe, if not too big. If I was a giant person and this could carry on my belt, I would carry this. Just such an amazing tool. Definitely the pride of my collection. Could well be one of my favourite things. And lastly, this is one you've been seeing. This is the Best Made Company straight hold hatchet. Just a nice little hatchet, quite heavy, more suited to splitting. I did take it out and review it. I've done a fair bit of work with it by now. I've done a couple of things to it. Well, really just one thing to it. I stripped off all the lacquer that I had on it, and there's probably about its fourth coat of linseed now. Starting to feel really nice to the hand. Linseed gives you that sort of tactile. It's grippy enough without it being sticky, whereas lacquer is sticky. And what I've done here is I've put some marks on the end here, just a bit of an extra security there, a bit of sort of kind of the axe equivalent of jimping, I guess. It's a nice 1060 steel head, classic shape. You can see it's just quite, you see how they've made it. Just put it in the shop and put it up against the belt sander. You can see the silver there. The slick on the head is Vaseline. It's going into storage now for probably a few weeks, so Vaseline goes on all axes when they aren't probably going to get used for a little while. I've got some other things coming up that aren't axe related. And the other problem I had with it was just the wedge seemed a little bit funny, a bit malformed. I think it's an aluminium wedge. and it's just sort of mushroomed out a little bit there on the eye. But again, as long as it stays in, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to work, and it feels good working. A little bit on the heavy side for sort of an all-day hiking companion. You probably almost get the same amount of axe as this Grantsvis here. Same sized head really, so it's probably just a matter of the handle. So if you just prefer the longer handle for your chopping tasks, probably go with that one. But this straight handle is really nice for your splitting tasks and just your light chopping tasks as well. So really nice little hatchet there too. And the other thing about the Best Made, I think I said in the review, was just that the face guard will probably dropped it. Probably get another face guard for it at some point. Just this one here, it's just a little bit clumsy to open. Just needs that bit of leather to go a bit further. So the Grantsvis ones fit it perfectly, so I'll probably either just order another one of them from a Grantsvis vendor, or I'll get one made up by a third-party leather worker. Nice little piece of work though, looks good, but just not quite as functional, more of an art piece, as lots of the Best Made axes really are. So I think that'll just about do it, fellas. There's a couple of sheaths up, there's Nestwing sheath up hanging, but you've seen that already, so that'll just about do it. Thanks a whole bunch for watching, and thanks for your continued patronage. That's my axes. See you guys.